Hi there, everybody. My name is David Anderson, or you can call me David Startouch, or Startouch. First off, thank you for taking the time to join me on this video walkthrough about how to complete the survey. Now, the big benefit is you'll have a chance to win once you complete the survey, be entered into a raffle to win a $100 Amazon gift card or a $50 Amazon gift card. I've got four $50 Amazon gift cards available and one $100 Amazon gift card. But anybody who wins will also have an option to, instead of getting a gift card, get a $130 bottle retail of hemp oil, the nano enhanced hemp oil from Prime My Body. This, we also have another option called Recept, which has a lot of CBG in it, a new product coming out, and I will substitute that instead of this if you like too. Now, the reason why I'm offering hemp oil is this is non-THC based, and my own traumatic responses. I've been in adrenal fatigue, for quite some time, and the third week of taking this hemp oil, I got on the hemp train to see how it is, non-THC again, and the third week I started going to adrenal repair. So the second week I started eating voraciously, taking naps, just feeling fatigue and going with it, getting some rest. The third week I started sleeping 8 to 10 hours a night. Now, for me, that's unheard of. And now about a month and a half in, I still had great results, but about a month and a half or 2 months in, so I started taking this around Thanksgiving, and it's now early February. So December, January, and first part of February, I noticed I was happy. Like, not just content, not things are going great, but genuinely feeling happy. Like, bouncy in my step, excited to get up in the morning. And I attribute a lot of my wellness to this. Now, I started eating better, I started getting more sleep, I started exercising, but I had the energy, but also increased calm. I also gave a bottle of the same stuff to, the hemp oil, to a coworker who works in the ICU. And ironically, I had no idea, or surprisingly, she was in pain that day. She suffers from neuropathy, and she was an 8. I could tell something was wrong, but I was really busy and left, and she came down an hour and a half later and says, I was at an 8 on pain, and I came down to a 3. I had no idea that CBD could work that well on pain because I really don't deal with that pain. But it's helped with my father's arthritis. People have told me it helps increase calm. For me, in my high-stress job, it increases my frustration thresholds. I've just noticed when I take it, I have more bandwidth. So anyway, I wanted to offer this as a alternative prize for the raffle. But so how do you get entered to win this raffle? Well, I just need you to complete my online survey, and that you qualify for this if you had trauma 2 years ago or more. So what kind of trauma? Well, let's pop over to my screen share so you can see. Hi there. So it's not your imagination. Things kind of changed. I had to re-record this part. So the question is, what kind of traumas happened to you 2 years ago or more that would qualify you for the study? So I'm going to quickly go down the list, and keep in mind, all traumas are subjective. Every trauma is subjective. If it was a significant event for you, and that's all that really matters. I see people in the emergency room all the time for subjective traumas, but they brought them to a high state of crisis. So a physical traumatic event or experience, like an accident maybe, or a physical or sexual assault or other violence. A spiritual or emotional trauma, like broken vows or infidelity. Grief or loss of a significant relationship, significant medical illness like a diagnosis of cancer or HIV/AIDS, autoimmune disorder, something that dramatically changed your life and was very traumatic to you, or terrorism, war, or military service, serving in a war zone. All of those are valid answers. So if you click no, and then you would click no here and then specify what the trauma is. Now, I talk about that as we go through the study itself during the walkthrough. So what if you haven't had a past life memory? Awesome. Most people have not, and yet I'm really lacking that group in my study. We're happy to have more people who have had past life memories take it, but we really need to balance that out with people who have not. So the more you can share this study with people, the faster those raffles will get done, and the faster my dissertation gets done. So that's a win-win for me. Have you experienced a past life memory? I would check no. For me, it didn't really feel like a memory. It was something that happened on stage. I haven't experienced these spontaneous memories, no visions, no experience of that. like from a past life regression, or maybe a deja vu with vivid and sensory flashbacks or in-depth familiarity of that area. So let's say you go to New Orleans, you've never been to New Orleans, and yet you seem to know every street, you know where to go, you don't even have to check your maps, and you just have this general feeling about where all the locations are. And then sometimes vivid flashbacks come in. That is the past life deja vu. Deja vu of, oh, this has happened before kind of feeling. Not the same thing. It'd be more like actually having knowledge of something. All right, so the next would be out-of-body experiences or near-death experiences in which a past life memory occurred, or past life memory servicing during hypnosis or meditation. These can be also vivid or recurrent dreams, or through body work, where people have reported a lot of past life memories coming up through body work. So, yeah, that's the definition. For me, I'm going to check no. Most people are going to be checking no, or most people haven't had past life memories. That's a much rarer population. Though people who've had past life memories have been more eager and willing to take my study to contribute to the research. So we'd love to have some people who haven't as well add to that, add to our research flow, so we can have greater degrees of freedom in the research. All right, thank you very much. This is David again. I'm going to see you in the next section. The walkthrough. Hi there again. Now that we have gone over what is a trauma and what are the past lives and the criteria and whatnot, let's show you how to take the survey and I'll just give you a little more about it. So first, let's go to survivortohero.com, loading up the screen share. If you go over here, survivortohero.com, and then we'll just go full screen. Oops, that's the wrong one. Let's go full screen. There we go. And click research. Once we're on the research page, and I'm going to get me out of the way. Cool. So now that you're on the research page, this is I can talk. This is the research page that was kind of like the flyer. So we answer a lot of questions about me, about the study, etc. And so now that we understand the 2 years experience, to start, you can click on this survey link again. The link is in the description if it's, or you can go to survivortohero.com, or you can click on the Start Now, which will load the SurveyMonkey. So just that simple. That gets you started. Now I'm going to walk you through the sample survey because I don't actually want to taint my evidence by adding, false data. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go to SurveyMonkey here. And as you can see, there has been 326 people who have taken this, 67% completion rate, and it takes 8 to 27 minutes on average. This survey is designed to take 10 to 15, but most people complete it a lot faster. So we're going to go through the preview, and this is where I'm able to, let's jump to the other screen, where I'm able to walk you through this and as if I'm taking the survey. We'll go step by step through it. So what I'd suggest is open my survey, go ahead and start it, put it in another browser, and just go through it. And you'll be done by the time this video is over, and you'll know exactly what to do, and you'll be entered to win $100 or $50 or a bottle of hemp oil or our new Recept product that is hemp CBG. I really don't know much more about it than that at the time of this video, but just announced today. Okay, so this is an initial public safety screening questionnaire. What I'm doing in this section is ruling out, this is informing you about the rule outs. So if you have experienced a trauma and you're still very fragile, like a recent trauma in this last year or two, but you still have one 2 years ago or more and you're still kind of reeling, then don't take the survey, right? I want to make sure everyone is safe. I want to err on the side of caution. I'm a crisis counselor and I see people all the time who destabilize themselves. And part of that's because they dig in or a trigger happens. Now, what this is, there's a minimal risk that triggers can happen, but they could happen. So that's why we're looking at traumas 2 years ago or more. So you've had a chance to process and develop coping structures and systems. So anyone who's had a trauma in the last 2 years and still feels unstable and safe, don't take it. If you've been having recent suicidal thoughts, you are not ready to do this. Go see a therapist. Go see a crisis counselor. If you can't keep yourself safe, go to the nearest emergency room or crisis center. Yeah. Now, if you've engaged in self-harm like cutting behaviors or using substances to avoid thinking about the traumas, this survey's not for you. You're not ready, and it could destabilize you. If you're doing things to escape, not helpful. Any form of triggers, I don't want to add to that. So you can pass, and there will be an option to kind of close it out after that. We'll show that in a second. Feel free, again, let's see, if you're feeling that you may not be stable enough to answer questions about your trauma or experiences that followed them. If it's 2 years ago or more, that's really unlikely. Because we're not asking you to recount the trauma. We're asking you to just identify what the traumas are. And then, how did your life change after? As you'll see in the rest of the video. And if you're unsure, fast forward in the video, see what I'm talking about, and then come back to this. Okay, now we press OK to continue, and then we come to the first question. Did you read the statements above? Or please read the statements above, and do you answer yes to any of them? If you did, again, you might not be safe enough. So if you click yes, that will stop the survey and give some referral recommendations about like Psychology Today or the crisis center's nearest emergency room. But I'm going to say no, I'm very stable. Let's click no and continue. It's a reverse question. It confuses a lot of people. All right, next we have the informed consent. This has got a lot of legalese in it, which basically describes the whole study. It says we're talking about post-traumatic growth, past life memory. This is part of a doctoral study. It's going to take about 10 to 15 minutes and ask you to complete 2 quantitative surveys. So they're basically 1 to 5 or 1 to 3 or 0 to 2 type thing. Okay, now what people have told me who've taken this is they actually found it was very enriching. They like, oh, I've learned a lot about how much I've grown since my trauma. That's really what this is about. And I'll even make this a little bigger so you can see me. Just realized that it was nice and small. Or not. There we go. Hi, I'll even move myself up here for you. Okay, so they grew and they've found it was very helpful. Now, again, a minimal risks, but if you do have any questions about this, you can email my chair, renee.snow@sophia.edu. You can email me, d.anderson@sophia.edu. And this research has actually been vetted and is being monitored and ethically held accountable by the Research Ethics Board at Sophia University. I'm a PhD candidate in psychology. The concentration is philosophy and cognitive neuroscience. And also I'm a licensed professional counselor in the state of Colorado. I deal with crisis all the time. And this research is not clinical. It is more just to gather information about how people have grown after trauma. So we're not doing any therapy. We're not going to ask any invasive questions about you to tell your story. We're just going to get what were the traumas, and as you saw in the check boxes earlier, and then how has life changed. Okay, so let's say, yep, I'm okay. That's the informed consent. Now, to continue, I need to put my name. What this says is enter your name as a digital signature and select yes to consent. That's right after this. Now, this is so I can find you to remove you in the data. So let's say 6 days after you take this, you're like, you know what? I don't want to have my information out there. I don't want to contribute to the study. You email me and d.anderson@sophia.edu and say I'd like to withdraw participation. I will remove you. I will remove you from the study. I will just go through, locate your name in the data, and delete. So it won't even go through your questions. I'll just find you and delete. Your record will be removed. Now your identifying information is also removed from the stats. So it's just generalized statistics in the end. All right. Then we have to assert that you do believe, I attest, I've read the above consent, I acknowledge I can withdraw from the study anytime. I agree to immediately stop and seek professional help if I believe I'm triggered and not able to keep myself stable. And again, I understand I can contact ethics or the dissertation chair with any questions. Oh, and that I will get an email when it's done, if I choose, with the outcome of the study, once the study's finished. Okay, now so I'm going to click yes, I get it. No, just stops. You're done. Choose no. All right, now geographic information. This is optional, but you can put Boulder, for me it'd be Boulder, Colorado, 80303, country, United States. Any country can participate. We love broad amounts of data. Email d.anderson@sophia.edu, and like phone number, I'll put in subscribe to Hero 202-643-3342. All right, so then I would move on. So I'm just not going to put anything since autofill will try to complete my information. Okay, so now we're going to, how'd you learn about the study? Facebook. Okay, and then what? Well, next, I learned through a Facebook posting or a link on the website or YouTube. All right, and then now we're at the beginning of the study and moving to the next section. Okay, the next section. So we're going to click OK to continue. Now, my age, I'm going to put that 35 to 44. I am male. We do have female, male, non-binary, transgender female, transgender male, or other. What is the highest level of education or that you're currently enrolled in? For me, it's doctorate. What's the following? Which of the following best describes your occupation? Healthcare, practitioners, production, media. Let's just go. I'm going to scroll down and put other, and just because nothing really tends to fit my real power, my real job, which I'm trying to be a superhero. Promise. All right. Racing up this, and you can put whatever you want. Let's just say I'm an alien from. Where should I be from? Let's just say I'm an alien from Andromeda. Who knows where? Yeah, that's optional. You put whatever you're most comfortable with: white, Caucasian, Hispanic, non-Hispanic. Okay, Native American, etc. All right, so now back to the traumas, and this is what we were talking about before. So no, I have not experienced, and then click no here and list what they are in those categories, or the physical event. For me, that's what I would choose: physical or sexual assault or other violence, spiritual, emotional trauma. Grief, loss, significant relationships, HIV/AIDS, terrorism, military service, serving in a war zone. All of these are subjective to you. So just select the one that feels right and then click continue. And that's what people are afraid of. Like, what do I list for my traumas? Do I have to go into them? No, that's it. That's all you're going to have to do for the traumas. And then, did this traumatic experience occur 2 years ago or more? For me, much yes. And we'll choose OK. All right, now for the past life, or if any, not formal therapy. There we go. What formal therapy experience have you had? EMDR, cognitive. For me, let's see. I'm going to choose EMDR, CBT, mindfulness-based cognitive therapy, and MBSR, plus some somatic work. Then I can choose continue. Have you ever experienced past life memories defined by definition of below? No, I do not list any of the ones below, which is recovered past life regressions, deja vu episodes, vivid sensory flashbacks, that, like, we're talking very vivid memories. And then the other option was, or been in an area, the deja vu, where you know all the streets, you know the place, and it's kind of freaking you out because you've never been there before and you really haven't gotten any information, you just know. So this isn't like deja vu of, oh, this has happened again, I've seen a cat twice. This is something much, much different. Then we've got out-of-body experiences, near-death experiences in which past life memories occurred, or memories that occurred during a hypnosis or meditation, or vivid or recurrent dreams, or body work. Okay, so for me, no, most people have not had past life memories. I've got the majority of people who've taken the survey who have, because they're very eager to get more research out there. And we also need to balance it out with those who haven't. So I choose no, for me, my case. And then we've started the survey. So this is the SRG this time. And you're going to see in the video, we'll start on the other one. And then we'll click next. All right, so now we're in the survey. This loaded the post-traumatic growth inventory first, 21 questions, 1, 2, 5. 1 being the lowest and 5 being the highest. Okay, welcome back. So now we're on the next one. This is the second survey, the stress-related growth inventory. 15 short questions, 0 not at all, 1 somewhat, 2 a great deal. Congratulations, you have finished. All right, so now that you've finished the survey, this is the last page. So we've got, you can refer people here to the website. And what email address would you like to be contacted at if you won the raffle? Very important. Please list your email here. And t.anderson@sophia.edu. All right, so I'll do that, and then I click OK, and then I choose next, and that's it. So thanks very much, and we're back to the beginning. I hope that sums things up and clarifies the information. I'm going to quickly edit this together, and we'll put it out on the website, and I'll have the links in the description. Please feel free to share this. You will help me out. It will mean a lot to me to get this done as soon as possible, because then I can start on the data collection once I have enough people. But we really have to have enough degrees of freedom to do that. So we wanted to do as scientific as possible and get it out there. Thanks so much again for your time. Namaste.